I look like smarter? Like I'm gonna take care of the city budget when I'm wearing these glasses? Anyways, I want to thank you guys so much for coming. As you guys know, I'm not a big fluff person when it comes to fundraising or asking for money. And obviously that doesn't make a very good politician most of the time. But I'm probably a little bit different than most politicians. Most politicians probably don't spend the night under the freeway in a cardboard box with the homeless. Most politicians, they probably don't donate their own money, $5,000 for a gun buyback program, buying back guns, keeping them off of the streets. So here's the deal. As you guys know, we live in the 13th largest city in the state of California. Stockton, California is easily one of the most diverse cities in this entire country. And our diversity is what makes us strong, quite frankly. Right on. And I really do see a hope for Stockton as we are here on the roof of the former Hotel Stockton, French 25. It overlooks the waterfront. You see all of our city, what it has to offer, especially as the sun is setting over our beautiful waterfront. We have a lot to offer in Stockton, California. And our city, as you know, was a city that in 2012 declared bankruptcy. One of the most biggest cities in the country that declared bankruptcy. We had record numbers of homicides, 71. In 2012, 435 attempted homicides. We were foreclosure capital. We had high unemployment. We had high foreclosures. Anything that could possibly go wrong with the city, we have gone through that. But just like all of you in your everyday lives, you've all had family members. Maybe it's an aunt, maybe it's an uncle, maybe it's a brother or sister. You know somebody in your family that has also gone through hard times. Maybe it's you. Maybe you've been a victim of a crime. I don't know. But the bottom line is, we know about diversity here in Stockton, and we know about hardships. And the city of Stockton is like that. This is our family. And we're in a city where really there's only one way to go, and that's up. We can either continue to say that we have all these problems, or we can continue to fight for the future of our city. And I can tell you that the rest of the country is watching. When we do things, both positive or negative, you see it in the New York Times, you see it in the Huffington Post, you see it in Time Magazine, you see it in Fox News. People want to know how the story is going to end here in Stockton. Are we going to fold up quietly in the night and let our small business owners fail? Or are we going to rebound? Are we going to rally? And so I look at it just like in my everyday life. I didn't always have the easiest life. Most of you guys know that. I ran away from home more than a few times. My mom passed away when I was 18. I was pretty much on my own. I was going to have a son. I didn't know how I was going to be able to buy him a baby crib and a baby swing, and how I was going to be able to be a father and to have a career at the same time. You guys, in your everyday lives, go through some of the same hardships, and if not worse. Because there are people in our own city, literally probably a minute and a half away from our location, that don't have anywhere to live. Every single thing they have in life is inside of a tent or inside of a box under a freeway on Caltrans property or PG&E property. So you have to be thankful, number one, for what you have, and you have to surround yourself with people that have your back, truly. The people that love you and care about you. And don't just always talk, but are really there for you. Once I had someone tell me, you know, the difference of a friend, a real friend. A real friend is somebody, maybe you haven't seen them in 10 or 15 years, but you're stuck, you're stranded somewhere on I-5 or 99, and you call them up and say, hey, I need to spend the night at your house. That's a real friend that steps up. And so I've had to learn that lesson. In my life, I've wanted to trust everybody. And by nature, I want to like everybody. And sometimes I haven't realized, but people have they have an alternative motive sometimes. And so my close friends and Sharon, who I love, more than a mother, who I'm hard on her sometimes, and she's hard on me sometimes. And we fight every day, just like a mother and son would do. And she says, hey, you trust too many people. You let too many people inside your inner circle. And I can tell you for a fact that we are making a difference. Since 2013, we now have a plan to get Stockton out of this mess. We are a city now. We are a city now that should be coming out of bankruptcy. We'll be the biggest city in the country to come out of bankruptcy. We are going to be a city that is hiring enough police officers, and the cops are going to look like our community. So if our community is African American and Hispanic and Asian and Middle Eastern, guess what? That's what our police department is going to look like. So these are successes that we haven't had in the past. More importantly is the jobs. I don't care who you are or where you live, having a job that pays the bills is one of the most important things that anyone can have. And I actually believe in second chances. I believe that when people get arrested and they're supposed to be rehabilitated, that a lot of the times we set them up for failure because we don't give them that second chance. We won't give them that job. And I've taken kids off the streets in Stockton that nobody else cared about, and I gave them a responsibility, a job. And it's amazing how they surprise you, because now they don't just worry about themselves, but they worry about taking care of other people. And so that's what I'm about. I'm a mayor who is about second chances. I'm a mayor who is willing to fight for all the residents of Stockton. Do I like rich people? I like rich people too. I'm just going to go ahead and say that. I love small business owners who understand about workers' comp and insurance, and how are they going to pay for Obamacare, and how do they keep their favorite employees even though they don't have the money to make payroll. That's what I'm about. And the revolution here, Willie, you can come out the elevator, you don't have to be scared. Hey, as long as you got a donut, and you come out the elevator. I'm a mayor who's not afraid to say what's on my mind. I'm not afraid to say what some people are afraid to say, which is usually the truth. And we're a city, when we get out of bankruptcy and we get these police officers, we have to concentrate on making this a business-friendly city. Look out there. What do you guys see? You guys see potential. But people don't want to come to California because of all the red tape and the bureaucracy. They don't want to open a business. So we as a community in Stockton have to do whatever it takes, and I'm talking about whatever it takes to remove the red tape, to remove the bureaucracy, and make this a business-friendly city so people can make some money. Because if you guys are making money, then you're hiring employees, and employees are shopping in Lincoln Center. And they're shopping at the Weberstown Mall, and the Sherwood Mall, and Stone Creek Mall. And then when they do that, that's what makes our city great. And so it's my job to figure out how to do that. I don't have all the votes on the city council. I've been on boards and commissions where I've thought, this is so easy. All I gotta do is befriend 2 or 3 people. I get them to think things my way, and things are great. It's not gonna happen on the city council. I am on the city council with people who are worried about where they're going in the future, who's gonna be a future congressman, who's gonna be a future county supervisor. And you know what? I don't care if they really do become those things. I wanna help them. But while they're here now, I wish they had the thought process to say, you know what, let's get behind our own mayor. Let's get behind our own mayor, and let's support him while he is in office, so that he can bring businesses to Stockton, so he can make people money, and we can take care of the less fortunate. Because as this city is only concentrated on bankruptcy, we've forgotten about the little things that everyday citizens care about. So at the State of the City, I said to the 1,000 business owners there, I said, when you say the word Lodi, California, what do you think of? And everyone said, wine. We think of grapes. And I say, yes, I think of wine, grapes, rich people. Yes, I think of all these things. But what happens when you say Stockton, California? What do people say to you? Number one, they say, "You're crazy, you live in Stockton, California?" Right? They take a couple steps back, they're a little bit scared, you know? One day, people are gonna think of Stockton, California is that city where you can go to open a business and they're gonna help you succeed. You go to Stockton, California and it's a beautiful waterfront city. I have a vision for Stockton, and one day there should be a Ferris wheel overlooking our downtown so that kids can go and ride the Ferris wheel and the carousel. A bridge across so you can go from Chativas over there to the waterfront marina and to the arena and the ballpark. These are things that we can really accomplish in the future, but it takes teamwork and it takes people like you and me to accomplish. You have to think about it. When I was growing up, I knew I wanted to make a difference, but I always said in my head, this is not really my city. It's the people that have a lot of money, it's their city. And now I'm the mayor of this city and I'm realizing it's not about that. This is our city. A lot of people with all the money that are trying to make all the decisions and pulling people on little strings who get elected don't live here. This is our city, and whatever you want for our city, you have to fight for, because we are the people of Stockton, and we should be running our own city, and we should be charting the course for the future of our own city. It starts right here with normal, everyday people like you and me. What do you guys think about that?
Yeah.
And so I told people at the State of the City that our stock is rising. And just like all of you guys know, I know most of us are broke to play the stock market right now, but you buy when things are low, and you sell when things are high. And right now, it's almost good that our stock is a little bit low, right? It's almost good, because you can still buy homes, you can still buy businesses, and you have a chance for one day when the future of this city gets better, for you to be able to capitalize on that and make some money. So now is the time to invest in Stockton. And so I told those folks that our stock is rising, and it really is rising, and you shouldn't sell your stock, because I guarantee that you're gonna make some money and there's gonna be a return. And there's a time that once we're out of bankruptcy, and once we have public safety, and we have enough police officers, and once we have new businesses coming to Stockton, there's only a couple things left that we need to do. First of all, we need to take care of the little things called quality of life. Meaning, when you walk around this city, you shouldn't see graffiti. If you see graffiti, there's something wrong. You should walk around this city, and I don't care if it's Brookside or Spanos Park or Trinity Parkway or 8 Mile Road. I don't care if it's West Lane. I don't care if it's Wilson Way. I don't care if it's Ben Hole and Alexandria, where Swanson lives. I don't care where it is. I don't want to see trash piles in the middle of the street. I don't want to see graffiti. I don't want to see property damage. We don't want to see that in our city. We've been tolerant for long enough. And in our mentality is that if this stuff happens in South Stockton or East Stockton, oh well, it happens there. What are you going to do about it? But don't think for 1 second you allow those same things to happen behind the gates of Brookside or Spanos Park, because you wouldn't let that happen for more than a second. You know how fast those security guards would come and remove somebody that's panhandling or begging? That's just the truth. I want that same mentality everywhere across this city. And yes, it is our job to take care of the less fortunate. And there are homeless folks here. And the homeless folks that live here, they can be going the bathroom in our water, and they cannot be washing their hands, and they can be camping outside of businesses, where we as a community can say, you know what, we feel bad for them. The folks that have 2 arms and 2 legs that we think they can have a job, let's figure out ways to get them jobs. But everyone else, they're not going to be walking around this city impeding business. They're going to be in certain areas of Stockton where we will give them running water. We will give them the ability to wash their hands, and we will give them a place to go to the bathroom. That is our job as human beings before we go to whatever religion you believe in one day that we're going to. Somebody might say, hey, what did you do to make this world better while you were still here. And hopefully it's something that we did good for those folks. That's how we're going to be a great city one day. So these are some of our plans. Like I said, we got a lot of great things in the works. Sharon and I are working on a possible new Middle Eastern university coming into Stockton for technology. We're working on a plan where somebody might be making a new movie here in Stockton. We're working on a company in China that might want to come here and bring a lot of jobs. Every single day we're working to make something better happen in Stockton. And so what I need you guys to do is go back to your Facebooks and go back to your emails and help spread the word that we need to build a movement here. We need to get people involved that will help change the direction of this city. It doesn't matter who's on the city council. It does not matter. The bottom line is everyone on the city council, including me, I work for all of you guys. And so if we're not doing the job that you want, you need to fire us. And I am upset. I'm going to be telling you, I'm upset that 11 or 12% of the population voted on Tuesday night. Do I know you guys are busy? Yes, you're picking up kids, you're taking them to soccer practice, right? You're taking them home, you're feeding them, you're giving them a bath. You're busy, you're getting ready for summer break, right? You have graduations, so people don't vote. But when people don't vote, guess what? The very, very elite folks of this city are happy when you do not vote. So come this November, I need you to vote. And I need you to vote some good council members. One of them, her name is Christina Fugazi. She's running for city council in South Side of the city of Stockton. I need you to help elect her. She's a teacher. Everyone knows I'm a Republican, and I'm supporting a Democrat because she's a good person. I need you guys to help me get her elected. The other one is right here. He's shy. Come on up. This is Rick Graywall. He's a business owner. He owns a gas station. He owns an airport. And there's a great chance that if he's elected, this could be the next vice mayor of Stockton. Rick would be the only business person elected on the city council in November. But they have a long road to travel because the other side is sitting out there figuring out, how do we ruin these guys' lives? How do we make people think that these people are bad people? How can we get the Stockton Record to talk trash about them just because they know the mayor Silva? How can we do that? I need you guys to spread the word on Facebook and help us figure out how we take control back of our own city. So other than that, I want to say thank you so much for coming. Everyone that made a donation, every bit of it counts. After we total up the donations tonight and the next couple days, I'll be giving some of the money to my pet charity, as you guys know, and that is the Stockton Kids Club. We're planning on taking some kids to summer camp to Silver Lake. They don't usually go to camp, don't usually see a life outside of Stockton. We're going to be opening one of the swimming pools. This is what's passionate to me. So while I have another opponent out there, a county supervisor by the name of Steve Besleratus, who's already been on the city council for 8 years, who's already been on the board of supervisors for 8 years, that has nowhere else to go because he's termed out. He could get a real job, but he decided, nah, I'll run for mayor against Mayor Silva. He already has $130,000. But you know what? I'm not the least bit afraid of any rich person and their money. I'm not the least bit afraid because I have the poor, I have the middle class, and I have the small business owners that's going to come out and support me. Everybody, thank you so much for coming out. I really appreciate it. Mingle around, do some networking. Marcellus will crank up some music. Let's have some fun. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.